Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 18 of the unofficial Rogue Company podcast, Broguecast. I'm here with Co-Reed.
I'm here with Dirt Lord.
I'm here with Garbo.
And I'm here with Griffin.
And this is the Rogue Company podcast, bringing you all the news that you need to know. And we have a lot of information for you guys today, and we are going to hit it off just right here with the update on the human backfill. So they released this on February the 4th, and this is something that I think is very interesting. I'm going to run through this real quick, and then we will throw some comments around about it. For year 2 of Rogue Company, we set out with a few fundamental goals. One of those goals is to improve the overall quality of Rogue Company and introduce the quality of life changes that our players have been asking to see. From this, Project Saint was born. When we introduced Project Saint, one of the features that we were excited to discuss was human backfill, our solution to the long-standing issue of players leaving matches. Given the importance of human backfill, we aim to release this feature in an experimental and limited form in the Neochrome update, which is the first update of year 2. However, human backfill touches many systems within Rogue Company structure, requiring work across several internal teams and many parts of the game. This means that to function, it requires pieces not just from the client, but also in our instances, which are matches, and our core, what you may have heard referred to as the back-end system. Unfortunately, despite the strenuous efforts of our team and further testing on the PTS, we realized that human backfill was not quite ready. Therefore, we have decided to delay the release of human backfill. Thank you to all of our players who sent us feedback and play on PTS every update to test these changes. We're excited to share this feature with you soon. So, human backfill was supposed to come with the Neochrome update. By the time that you're listening to this, the Neochrome update will have been out for 2 to 3 weeks. And of course, we didn't get human backfill. And I know a lot of people have touched this. I've already made a video about this several weeks ago. But I think that this is something that needs to be brought up in the broader discussion of the Broguecast, because there's some very interesting things here. The one thing that I want to point out before, because I've already said everything that I can say about it, but the one thing that I want to point out here is in this post, they say, when we introduced Project Saint, one of the features that we were excited to discuss was human backfill, our solution to the long-standing issue of players leaving matches. That doesn't sound like a solution to anything.
A shitty solution.
It sounds like they're trying to put a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound.
It's
On
the
an
bare
arbitrator
minimum that they
wound.
can do.
Do what, Corey?
It's basically the bare minimum that they could do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's something that is functionally, it could be a good thing or a bad thing, but from the standpoint that they are looking at everything, it is not a solution to anything, like at all. Like the core reason that they need to get down to is, why are people leaving your matches to begin with?
Matchmaking.
Yeah, that could possibly be one. Server stability.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, like, if we play 5 matches a night, and let's say that there's 2 to 3 of us queuing, and 3 of those 5 matches, someone leaves the game. Statistically, it is almost impossible that every single one of those people are having hardware issues or internet connection issues or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are people that are just leaving the game, just like, no.
Oh, yeah, they're already in another game by the time that game's over.
Yeah, exactly.
What about the penalty?
Yeah, right. So I think that it's not the right solution to anything. I think that human backfill works in like public respawn game modes. Absolutely. Because you want to drop into team deathmatch, you want to get some kills, you're not really worried about winning or losing, you're just kind of there running around brain dead, right?
Mm.
It doesn't really matter if someone goes missing on your team or is just AFK and standing around.
You don't see them leave as much on the respawn modes.
Yeah, exactly.
Not as much as demolition.
Yeah.
No, nowhere near as much.
And maybe that is a very important insight into it. It's like, the game is continuing to grow according to the CEO, right? They're constantly getting new players in. So, and a lot of these people that are leaving these games are lower level accounts. Maybe they don't know what demolition is. Maybe
it seems that way sometimes.
Yeah. Maybe they queued into it just to see what it was and they realize that it's not the mode for them. And then they just leave. And they'll take the 5-minute penalty so that they can go back to Strikeout, King of the Hill, or Team Deathmatch, whatever they were playing before. So maybe that's it. Maybe there needs to be better explanation within the structure of like the tutorials and the descriptions of the game modes that accurately convey what that mode is. Like, for example, whenever we go to queue into a mode, you hit the game mode thing and then it shows you everything that's available, right?
Yeah.
Why is it like Battle Zone and Extraction, if it's a LTM, and Demolition in their own little bracket, and it says at the header of it, single life mode or whatever, right?
Yeah, no respawns.
Yeah, exactly. No respawns in parentheses, whatever. And that is like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
so that means when I
shooter.
Yeah. When I die, I die. And that's that. So maybe that is the heart of the issue. Because human backfill is not going to solve anything. It's just going to encourage people to leave more.
A lot of times what we get too, man, is we end up babysitting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this person shouldn't be playing with us. Like,
yeah, right.
More than once, we've said something to someone and be like, man, this is my second game ever.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, how'd you get paired up with us?
Yeah. And that's okay. Like, to me, it's like if they're
we always help them out.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And that would be a nice function to be added into the game, in my opinion, like a coaching function or whatever. And like once you get,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, once you get above a certain level, then it puts you in a 2-party queue. It finds someone that's new to the game, and then it pairs you up together. And you're like, all right, man. So like, what have you done? What do you need to know information on? And what do you like to play? What do you want to try playing? That would be better than human backfill, human assistance. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. But that could promote toxicity within the game, of course. So you have to think about that too, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll see when they decide to release human backfill. I have a feeling that it'll probably...
Wow.
Yeah. At the earliest, I'm going to say it's going to be halfway through year 2. They may try to introduce it. So February to February, give us 6 months from February, and they may try to reintroduce it.
Yeah, let's focus on the matchmaking.
Yeah, right.
Until then.
Yeah, exactly. So next up, we have the introducing Simulmedia, right? So I'm just going to read through this and then actually explain what it is. But in year 2, we have implemented a new feature to give players the option to watch ads in-game to earn additional reputation. However, we know you probably have some questions or concerns about this, so we want to be transparent and upfront with you. This feature is completely optional. Players who would like to earn reputation via this new feature will need to click the new Earn Free Rewards button on the home screen and opt in before the ad will begin to play. If you do not want to opt in, you will never see an ad, and Rogue Company experience will be the same as always. We will never add forced or unskippable ads to Rogue Company. Ads are the same quality that you would see on TV or another video service provider or streaming platform. If you choose to watch an ad, you will always be rewarded. Every ad watched will award 75 reputation. Simulmedia is not available on the Nintendo Switch, and the feature will be coming to PlayStation 5 soon.
I watched some ads just to see. It didn't ask me to opt in, though. Yeah. I just clicked on it and it started playing. So you were able to watch it, Corey?
Yeah, I was able to do it.
Cremar said he was looking for someone to confirm if they've been able to watch an ad on PlayStation or Xbox because he can't.
On PS4, I have been able to. I watched probably 6 or 7 just to get the reputation.
Right.
They all worked fine.
Oh, yeah, I got my
6 different ones too.
Yeah.
Which is, if they're going to reward it every time though, then how long until someone sets up a bot to just click that all night long while they're sleeping?
I mean, someone came into chat the other day and said, download an auto clicker program, set it for 45 seconds, and then put the mouse over what it is, and then it will, because you have to confirm, you have to receive the reward. But once you do that, it's going to automatically start playing another ad. So
there you go.
Yeah, I mean, you can
do it all day while you're gone.
Yeah. And see, the thing about it is, and I feel like that they're going to introduce something pretty quickly, in my opinion, because that's going to stop people from farming. And the reason why comes down to the fact that now you can buy additional battle pass levels with your reputation that you've earned. So if you farm it for a day or two, I think you only need 1,000 reputation to get the next level in the battle pass.
Got it, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, they'll do, man, is they'll move the button where they're not in the same spot.
Yeah, not every.
Like you would have to click here, and then you would have to click like over here.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? 2 different places, because if you're, you know what I mean, you can't do that. Like,
yeah, right.
I'm sure they don't mind though.
No, I mean
they get money for the problem for ads. So
yeah,
someone that works at that company listens to this podcast. They heard you say that. They go, "That's how we're gonna fix it."
Yeah, right.
I don't think they care, man. They get money off of it.
Yeah, they're getting money off of every ad, so I bet they're banking on people to run bots on it.
And you have to watch a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like that, it's, we're talking pennies.
Yeah.
On the ad, like.
So I think that we talked about the ads on the last episode of the Broguecast, and I think that it's something that's very interesting that they're adding to the game. But I do like the way that it was added into the game.
Yeah.
Like with the option.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to physically go in and trigger the ad to happen. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that whatever benefit that they're trying to get out of this, which obviously is money, but I hope that that is going to be invested in the correct place. And this is what I'm going to say about it.
Servers.
Exactly. If we're the ones that are helping you gain money from a third-party source, then we're all technically investors at that point, right?
Yeah.
At least workers, employees.
Yes. So
we're ad farming for you,
Yeah. So we should know where that money is being allocated to. And I'm not talking about some generic statistic where it's like, well, all the money that we make off the Simulmedia thing is all going to be invested in development. No. I want like a comprehensive breakdown as to where this money's actually going, because if we're netting you money, yes, we're getting something in return. It's fine. But guess what? Once, twice a year when I go to my job, we have a meeting with every employee there, and they explain exactly where the money that they're getting from corporate is going into the business. That's proper, right?
A little transparency, man. And that'll go a long way with your community as well, because we know you're not fucking lying to us about stuff.
Yeah, and also, and I know this information would never be released, but it would be nice to see what the return for each ad watched is. Because
you ain't ever going to see that.
Well, I know, but think about it this way. If I want to support the game, I'm buying skins, things like that in the game. But if I know how many ads I need to watch a day to, let's say, generate $5 worth of income to the company, then I may go out of my way to watch that many ads to generate
1,000 ads.
Yeah. I mean, let me know, every little bit's going to help. So it's like I said, we'll never know that information, but it would be nice to know exactly what that is so that the people that do care and the people that do want to help further the game knows what they can do to help other than just watch the ads.
Uh-huh.
So
for sure, dude.
But all in all, I like the way that they introduced it. I do like this post where they're being completely transparent with the entire situation. They could have added a little bit more information in here, but I'm happy with the information that we got. And this and the human backfill post that came out are things that is very, very nice to know as a community member to see exactly what's going on, see some of the potential issues, and then know where it stands at that moment.
You know what would be cool? I know they'll never do it, but what if I was a content creator and I wanted to run an ad?
Yeah, exactly, right?
In Rogue Company.
Yeah.
You know, just like you would with anything else, you just pay a little bit, and
yeah,
you get so many ads out of it, and then it, you know.
Yeah, that would be nice because
that would be cool.
Yeah, exactly. So if I purchase ad spots,
you get like $50.
Yeah, $50. Yeah, and then
that does like Google or Facebook, just
and it's going to run
another way to generate money.
Yeah, 1,500 ads. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like make the content creators responsible for creating the ad. Give them the stipulations they need. If it's 15 seconds. Then let them create a 15-second ad real quick, That'd
be cool.
I don't see why that would be a problem. I mean, it's cut and dry transfer of funds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're making money.
Yeah, I don't think that you would need to. I mean, you would definitely have to sign like an NDA, not disclosing the information for that. But I mean, that's nothing, But yeah, ads are not as bad as I thought that they were going to be. So that's nice. All right, next up, we are going to get into the meat and potatoes of the Broguecast here. And we're going to talk about the Year 2 Season 1 or the Season 5 Neochrome update. And we're going to tackle it one section at a time. We're going to start out first with the Battle Pass. There's been a lot of people say that they hate the Battle Pass. There's been a lot of people say that they really like the Battle Pass. It seems like the community is leaning more heavily towards the fact that they don't like the Battle Pass or the rewards within the Battle Pass. What do you guys think?
Just like any other Battle Pass. I mean, I'm buying it no matter what.
Skins, and I like the skins just fine.
Like, look at the skins in the picture.
Yeah.
I mean, these skins, they're more detailed. Like, these are way better than.
I heard people talking shit on that.
Uncommon. Like,
I heard people talking shit on that chalk skin. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, it's not a level 50. It's like, well, look at the skins that's in there. What do you think level 50 is?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, is it because we're coming off of that Kestrel skin, which was a cool skin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think she looks like Yennefer from The Witcher.
Yeah,
I know none of y'all know what that is, but
I mean, dude, it's a Battle Pass. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any complaints. I feel like it's a fair value for the money that I pay for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think all it is they're just riding off that train from the last Battle Pass. Because
that was the one with
the really awesome skins.
Was that Anvil skin in that one or the one before?
It was in the last one.
Yeah, there was some cool skins, but check these out. They're going in a different direction. I kind of thought everything was going to be mech.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But, I would have liked that. I think that mech skin is really cool.
I've seen that Vi.
Yeah.
In that game we played just earlier.
Yeah.
All that Vi skin, I was like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, right.
Poison.
Yeah. And I understand a lot of people's complaints with like, people are kind of spoiled now because we got the last Battle Pass, which was the Kestrel level 50 skin, which had, her ability was different looking. It had different effects with it. The Battle Pass before that, you had the Talon skin that had that glowing stuff.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. We've had the Scorch skin that would react to your ability. The Robot Scorch skin, which was like Season 1 reward for the Battle Pass. But I mean, I think that this Battle Pass, like that Phantom level 50 skin, and I think it was like Season 2 or 3, I can't remember exactly, but it was the Wasteland Phantom skin.
Yeah.
And people were dogging that, but I really like that aesthetic. It's something different,
I'm hoping they do more Wasteland characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that's the coolest skin Chalk has.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And I mean, when you look at what he's got.
Yeah. And
I'm stuck with the one that I got from buying the original game. You got one chalk skin for buying the game when it was still in beta.
Yeah.
Which is still technically in beta, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I've had that skin the whole time because I haven't seen another one that looks as cool in my opinion up until this one.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And like when you look at Fixer skins, like he got a Battle Pass skin before, but it was the one where he was like wearing that beret and everything.
Yeah.
I think this one looks better.
This one
someone shit on this one, and I think it's cool that his like eyes have the thermal shit built into them in that skin.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I agree.
Yeah.
Cool.
It matches the theme.
Absolutely.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
That Vi skin kind of has an Ant-Man vibe.
Yeah, it kind of does, right?
It does.
Ant-Man.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I mean, I always purchase the Battle Pass, and as long as I play the game, I'm going to continue to purchase the Battle Pass. And if I wanted to play a game that had like generic military-esque skins in it, then I would just buy all of the character packs that are available in like Call of Duty or something like that. You know what I mean? Like they up their stuff, and they've got some pretty interesting skins in the game now over on Warzone and in Call of Duty. But like, I like the robot. I like the mech
themes.
Yeah, exactly. Because like this is something that they can make it whatever they want to. If they decide to do a full Wasteland Battle Pass, I'm fine with that. Yeah, exactly. If they
like the whole set.
Yeah. If they decide to do a superhero theme one, I'm down. If they decide to do like a Star Wars-esque one, I'm down. Like there's nothing that should hold them back from creating these really cool, interesting themes. And that, I mean, maybe this Battle Pass is going to ruin that because people are complaining about it so much, but I really hope it doesn't, you know?
Yeah.
So next up, we got the we got new Rogue Mastery content. So for level 6 and 7, we got animated avatars and animated banners, and I got all mine when I logged in for the characters that I have at 6 and 7.
I didn't even realize.
There's some really
bunch of shit.
Yeah, there's some really cool ones in there, man.
What sucks, man, is the way you received it. It was like, what's happening?
Yeah, right.
I'm like, why am I getting all this stuff? And then I go in and look, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I knew they said they were going to add more stuff in, but I didn't even think about, like, I'd already leveled it up, so I'll get all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All in one swoop.
But I like it, man, and I can't wait for them to add something to 8 and 9, and then we'll have that full 10 mastery kind of filled out in that point, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe once that they get the rewards for 8 and 9 out, then maybe they can up it to like 15. And we get some more cool
could go
rewards.
higher.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I think that that's cool, or at least introduce like a prestige type system or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, whenever you load into the game, it shows what level the characters are and everything. It would be kind of cool if there was like, if that changed color, or, you know, you prestiged it and it looked a little different. That would add a little flair to it, you know?
What about a reward for people that grind out all of them?
Oh yeah, right. They get them
Something
all
for that, because there's people that do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
As soon as they drop new character, they're like, everybody's maxed out.
Yeah.
You should get something. Maybe the little prestige thing. You get a little symbol.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Avatar.
Next up, new map Meltdown. So with this update, they're doing an incredible job, and I really hope that they keep doing this, of creating a specific LTM mode that have different game modes inside of it that is just focused on the new map. And no, I don't play Strikeout. No, I don't play Team Deathmatch, but I do enjoy playing these game modes on the new map so that I can learn the map better.
Yeah, and dude, it's such a big map. That's all we've been playing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I still don't know everything about the map.
Yeah, right.
I'm constantly always like about to walk off the motherfucker. Like,
yeah, for sure, right?
You know?
Yeah.
And the first game we played, we got Extraction.
Yeah, that's nuts,
like,
right?
Hell yeah.
Bringing it back, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But what do you guys think about the new map?
I enjoy
like
it. I like it.
It is bigger than I'm used to.
It feels big, but really with all the like gaps and close-offs and jumps and
not
everything.
As big as
it really isn't as big. Like you are limited on space. But overall, I do like the map. I want to play it some more so I can actually get the feel of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And screw Battlezone.
It really is. I love the aesthetic of it, and I really like that the direction that the art team has taken with the new maps, because like Palace is completely different than Wanted, which is completely different from Meltdown. But whenever you drop into these maps, they feel familiar because they're using a lot of the same aesthetics and a lot of the same texturing and layout.
Yeah.
Like the other maps, but it feels completely new because of course how the map is laid out and how the matches flow on it and everything. And they've done a fantastic job of making all of these maps feel like they exist within the same universe.
Yeah, even though it's got the breach scan over it.
Yeah, exactly, right.
The way everything looks, but it's a completely different map.
Yeah. So I've really been enjoying it, and that center square that has like 4 access points to it, and then it's got the step up and the step down in it.
Yeah.
That is such a great area of the map, in my opinion.
Some good choke points on that map that are like just...
Yeah.
We were holding them earlier, just...
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
You can get in there and get set up.
It feels really, really good whenever you play on it. And like... almost every map has something in the center of it, right? It's either a fountain or a statue or whatever, but it doesn't feel significant. Like you don't really fight in that center choke point all that often because it's usually something that is small that you really can't interact with that much. But this is a giant room with a hole in the center of it. With cover, the way they laid the cover out with the rails and everything, it just feels good. And it promotes flanking opportunities as well as holding opportunities for rotations.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm super excited to play this map more on Demolition because I feel like that center choke point is going to be a massive area of the map that's going to have to be covered with those rotations. And I'm really excited about that. And that zip line from one side of the map to the other, holy shit, dude. That thing is it's cool how like you're almost completely covered, and if someone wants to down you while you're on the zip line, they have to put themselves like in full view of everybody to make that happen. So you get that risk versus reward feeling off of it. I love that, you know. So I would say, in my opinion, I do like this map better than Wanted. I like it about as much as I like Breach.
Yeah.
I would put it up there with that. Palace feels good. Palace would feel better if it didn't shit out on us whenever we were playing it. Yeah. All right, next up we have the Project Saint stuff, and we've already went through the human backfill and the ad stuff, but we'll get into ranked in a minute. I'm going to skip ranked right now, but we're going to go into the maps. They brought a lot of the maps back, or all of the maps back for all of the separate queues. And I'm enjoying playing these maps that were taken out of these queues because it's nice to see Glacier pop up occasionally. It's it's nice to play.
I thought you'd say that, huh?
Yeah, right. It's nice to see Lockout pop up.
Yeah.
In a Demolition game. It's fun to revisit these maps, especially like they released Umbra and they took them out. Then they released Glimpse. They were still out.
Yeah.
So it's almost like learning the maps with new characters because it's been so long since we've played them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they just kind of took them out without saying anything.
Yeah, that's a huge...
They were just gone.
Yeah, right. So...
we thought we were just playing the same maps over and over again.
Yeah, right. So next up, they updated the HUD. So the health bar looks better. It looks different. But the biggest improvement that they made was they actually give you a bar above your health bar that has the armor indicator, and it has different armor indicators for Battlezone for the different levels of armor that you have. And then whenever you're playing like Demolition or Strikeout or whatever, if you have armor, you just have the solid bar above it. And it makes it way easier to read because you can see that you have this much health out of this much health. You also have this much armor.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was very confusing where it was like you have 150 health or 125 health, but it was 150 or 125 over 100.
Yeah, even when you're playing like Battlezone and you're shooting a player,
yeah,
you could see the different.
Yes,
you could see their armor health over their actual health, and it's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it really it makes that mode flow a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
Because you can kind of actually see what armor you and health you have versus what they have, and you can commit.
Can I tank this?
Yeah, exactly. Can you commit to the peak? Yeah. So I like that change a lot. I really do. Toggle between gadgets. This is something that I'm very glad that they added into the game, but I don't like.
It doesn't work the way like.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Thought it was going to work. Right?
Yeah. So, but beside the indicator, which you see right here in this picture here, beside your ability indicator, you have 2 diamonds, and then you have, so in this diamond, you have a frag grenade, and then you have a Semtex grenade. It now shows you what button swaps between them, which is good. Like that, like we played with Trav the other night, and he's like, oh, I didn't even know that you could swap between your gadgets. And it's like, I
he
mean,
said that they just add that in, and it's like, no,
that's been in the game forever.
Yeah.
But now they're letting people know. So I think that that's a good addition to it. What I don't like is the fact that like these are static. They're not going to change. The outline of the diamond is going to move back and forth between what you are actually carrying in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it a little bit more confusing. What it should do is like, in my opinion, the gadget that's next to the ability should be what's in your hand. And when you swap, it should rotate the emblems in and out.
Yeah.
And then the second thing that I don't like is instead of putting a 2 for letting you know that you have 2 flashbangs or 2 whatever that you have, they have a line underneath it and it's split in 2. And
just give me a 2, man.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah.
Been a gunfight here.
Yeah. It's after playing the game for as long as we've played it, and then you look down, and I'm like, okay, whenever we first booted up in the update and I was playing, I'm like, I don't know if I have a stem in my hand or if I have a incendiary grenade in my hand. I don't know how many of each one that I have. I don't know what is going on. And I've trained myself to recognize what is in my on hand and what's in my off hand. But it shouldn't be something that veteran players have to sit there and think about and figure out. It should be something that is quickly referenced at a glance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, it is what it is. All right, for the rogue changes, we have Ronin here. They gave her bounce back and took away nimble hands. And the ballistic knife explosive radius has been increased from 3 meters to 3.5 meters. So this change, I know a lot of people were complaining that they took
shade. Yeah.
Yeah. They took nimble hands away. And like,
what did you even buy that?
Well, here's what I've discovered from a lot of people commenting on videos and listening to a lot of people talk about this.
Like Lancer mains? No.
Right. No, so the nimble hands, what it allowed you to do is whenever you threw the knife, it actually allowed you to pull your weapon out faster. So you could throw the knife, pull the weapon out faster, and shoot the knife.
I would rather have bounce back.
I would still rather have bounce back too. But I understand that, like,
if you're used to it.
If you're used to it.
Yeah.
They've increased the explosive radius to kind of negate that time down. Yeah, exactly. But it's just going to take some time to get used to, because now you're actually going to have to throw the knife. And if you're getting pushed or whatever, and you're trying to shoot that knife to get down around the corner, you're going to have to realistically focus on, like, when can I peek to shoot it?
Yeah.
So it adds a little bit more depth to the character, in my opinion, instead of toss and shoot and then get a down with it or whatever,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because that's what they were doing, man. They would throw it at you.
Yeah.
And then shoot it next to you, and it's like,
yeah, And now you have time to respond to it. Once you see the knife come out, then you know that you can roll away from it because you'll be able
away from it.
Yeah, you'll be able to roll before they're going to be able to shoot it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, Kestrel, they increased the damage of her Halo drones from 60 to 75. So the developer notes on this says this will help Kestrel two-shot fully armored targets.
Battle zone.
Here's my thing, man. We've had so many balance changes come out over the last couple of months that specifically correlate to armor.
Yep.
If armor is that big of a problem, then just take it out of the game.
Or give it to everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Or, allow everybody to purchase Headstrong.
Let me buy it.
Yeah. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, pick one or the other. Because, like, you're doing a buff to Kestrel that didn't need a buff to begin with for something that only a select group of rogues have access to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the idea of buying armor and spending the money on it, in theory, is supposed to mean that you're going to be able to tank at least an additional one shot of something. But if you're
then they're raising everything up. It's like...
exactly. Yeah. It doesn't make any fucking sense, man. None. So I'm hoping that they get this figured out soon, because at this point I would rather them just take the armor out of the game completely, revert all the changes that are correlated specifically with the armor back to the way that they were, and let's just be at 100 HP, everybody. Be done with it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For Trench, the barbed wire previously ticked 4 times per second at 5 damage. Now it ticks 3 times a second at 7 damage. And this is the developer commentary on that. Fast ticking damage over time can feel oppressive. So we're going to make barbed wire tick less often for roughly the same amount of DPS.
But that's what it's for.
But we don't want people to feel oppressive or oppressed.
But you're okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have been able to get out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can jump and roll and get away from it faster now. I feel like. I don't know.
Well, and the idea is like, if you're standing in the barbed wire and it's doing tick damage, you should feel some sense of urgency to get the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So the C4 got a crazy change to it. So the damage has been increased from 100 to 125 at base. The minimum damage at the edges of the explosion has been increased from 40 to 70. And the C4 second upgrade damage has been increased from 175 to 200.
Damn.
So these are the developer commentary notes on this. These changes will help C4 reach a different tier of lethality as compared to the other lethal gadgets. Currently, C4 is slower and more cumbersome to use, and you can only carry a single charge. To balance out these downsides, we want C4 to pack the most punch.
Is it cumbersome to use?
Well, when the game first released, it was not cumbersome to use. Then they went in there and started messing with the physics of...
You mean when it was floating?
Yeah.
Like a feather?
Yeah, right, yeah. And people were shooting it out of your hand and all this other... Yeah. Since they've tweaked it so much, it does not feel like the same C4 that was there whenever the closed beta was first released at all. And to me, it's...
Go ahead, man.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, the people that wrote the code for that are no longer with the company, I'm sure. So they don't know how to change it back to the way that it was, you know?
Well, I can't tell you how many times I've seen you throw. So this thing does 200?
Whenever you upgrade it.
Do you upgrade it?
No, I usually upgrade it to the first
if you got
tier.
Money.
Yeah. But I usually hit that first tier of it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have seen you straight throw that on top of people.
Yeah.
And it knocked down them.
Yeah. And that's
on top of them.
Like, and I think that there's a bug in the game currently. I'm not 100% sure, but Sniper he uploaded a clip earlier. We were watching it. I actually had this same interaction happen to me a couple of nights ago where I threw the C4 on someone and it was a Ronin and I do 112 damage, yet she's able to tank through it.
She kicked your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Right after that C4 blast.
Yeah. He threw a frag grenade. He cooked it through the frag grenade. It hit the Kestrel for 132 damage, and she was able to tank through it and hit the stem.
That clip is weird.
Yeah, right. So I think that there is a bug in the game currently with, like, I don't know if it's not displaying the correct damage values or if it's not doing that number of damage to the enemies or what is going on.
Dude, when she walked away, she was full health.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's kind of weird, man. But what I will say about the C4 is, since at the edges of the C4, because you see the C4 flying most of the time, you're able to roll away from it. So as someone that is using C4, getting that 70 damage at the edges of the explosion allows you to push that person and be successful like almost 100% of the time on getting that down. But the reverse of that is whenever you're playing against someone with C4, the same thing happens to you, you know? So
it is C4. It should do a lot of damage.
Yeah, it should, man. Absolutely. So for the weapon balance, I'm just going to kind of shotgun through these real quick, and then we will talk about some of the outliers here. So the SLC headshot damage was increased from 17 to 18. The objection clip size has been increased from 30 to 40, and the body damage has been increased from 11 to 12. The Mark IV headshot damage has been increased from 30 to 32. The Riptide headshot damage has been increased from 26 to 28. The MXR reduced the max reticle bloom. The tier weapon damage has been increased from 65 to 70, and the conviction increased maximum hip fire and aimed accuracy, and slightly increased accuracy gained per shot. So the conviction wasn't on the PTS patch notes, so I'm very interested in trying that out and see how that feels.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I've just stayed away from it because...
Yeah, right.
Compared to the other LMG.
Yeah, right, for sure. Yeah. The tier wasn't on the PTS patch notes either, so it's very interesting that they're putting it right in line with Phantom Sniper Rifle, which means that you'll be able to two-tap someone with it, even if they have armor and get the down. I think you could do that before, but it's whatever. But the one outlier that I have on this list here is the objection. The objection, with them increasing the clip size from 30 to 40 and increasing the body damage from 11 to 12, you can get burnt down by the objection before you even realize you're being shot.
Rate, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane, man. Like, legitimately.
It is like an M13. You do run out of bullets pretty fast, but...
Yeah, right.
It's slapped.
But my thing with...
Dahlia can link to Lancer.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly, right. And with Lancer and other characters having access to the SMGs, like, I think that like Lancer and Switchblade and there's a few others that fall into this category, right? Whenever you throw a grenade with Switchblade, you're going to get a speed boost, which means you're going to be able to close that gap faster. The thing that balanced the objection out was the fall off damage, the range of the weapon itself. Because if you're shooting them at any distance outside of like 8 to 10 meters, you're basically, you're doing like 8 damage to them, you know? The increased clip size, the increased clip size helps with that. Absolutely.
Yep. And the body damage.
Yes. But it's also hard to control for an SMG. So there's
level it up.
Yeah. So there's several things that are in the code and in the design of the weapon that balances it out. What completely throws that balance out the window is whenever you give it to other characters that have ways to close these gaps faster than Dahlia can close these gaps. So just like the Arbitrator, I feel like the objection is going to be the go-to SMG for Lancer mains. And the reason why is because you're going to be able to trigger that ability. You're going to be able to close that gap, or you're going to be able to use padded steps to close that gap, and you're going to burn someone down before they can even realize what's happening.
And then you roll and get a full clip.
Yeah, 40 bullets. You know?
Next.
Yeah. So the weapon balance for Dahlia makes 100% sense because Dahlia doesn't have replenish. She doesn't have a roll reload unless she's linked to Lancer, which, you know, you're playing a Dahlia, so you can definitely do that, but you're not going to gain those benefits. Switchblade has life drain. Lancer has life drain. And whenever you upgrade the weapon, yeah, exactly. And whenever you upgrade the weapon, the reload time for it is like 3 seconds. You know what I mean? So even if you're not playing with a character like Lancer that can roll reload, you're getting that reload off very, very quickly. So
you think it might turn into an arbitrator thing where they're like, well, they're only is the gun really that bad, or is it just because Lancer can use it?
I absolutely think that it's going to turn into that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going back to the whole weapon mastery thing. I think that's where they fucked everything up.
Yeah.
Because I feel like having different weapons on different characters with different abilities would even those characters out.
Yeah.
If one gun's better than another, but this ability is better than this other one, that kind of evens those two characters out. As now, it's if one gun's even slightly better, you just master that, throw it on Lancer, and you've just got a murderer every time.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that game earlier we were playing with the Kestrel that just didn't miss? So when I first saw her, I was like, oh, fine.
Yeah.
Because she's that far away. But she had a KA-30.
Yeah, right.
And she burnt my ass down quick. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. You think you know what you're going up against. You don't know who's unlocked what.
Yeah, exactly.
Like.
Yeah. And like they haven't done anything with the arbitrator yet. And I know that they're still trying to figure out the correct way to balance the arbitrator. And I think the arbitrator in the hands of the rogues that have access to the arbitrator right out of the gate. Yeah, Anvil and Scourge. It makes sense, and I'm fine with them having that weapon. Same thing with the objection.
Yeah.
Dahlia having that weapon.
Even if she marks a Lancer.
Yeah, she still
That's her ability. She picked her out of everyone, Yeah,
but she can't tank oncoming damage like Lancer can.
Yeah, and get out of there.
Yeah, because she doesn't have life drain and she doesn't have that ability. She also doesn't have Semtex grenades as a deterrent to try to force people off of her.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, you have to factor everything in that rogue's kit into the weapon mastery thing, and now it took way longer than I thought it was going to, but now it's starting to rear its head.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of insane that some of this stuff wasn't recognized.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the conviction, or I think the objection changes make 100% sense.
Yeah, it needed something.
Yeah, but not for Lancer.
Just didn't perform.
Yeah.
Well,
not for Switchblade.
No.
I mean, not for Umbra. Umbra has padded steps. He can close the gap. He can
close the gap big time.
Yeah, I mean, and he has access to submachine guns because he's got the LMPX. I mean, it's like, here's what I'm going to say about weapon mastery before we move on to the next thing. If you want to have weapon mastery in the game and be able to use those weapons across any rogues, that's fine. Just take it out of single life round based game modes.
The tactical shooters.
Yeah. Leave it in King of the Hill. Leave it in Strikeout.
Whatever.
Yeah. Leave it in fucking Team Deathmatch. Yeah, absolutely. But for single life game modes, take it out and let's be done with it. Because you're not going to be able...
What about the fucking D40, dude?
Yeah, that thing's a beamer.
We was running it and he was like, yo.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people using it now.
Mm-hmm.
And mastered it and using it on other characters. And it's like, oh.
I'm absolutely ripping with it.
What about Lancer with that?
It's got the range.
Yeah.
It's got the damage output.
Fire rate.
Yeah. It's like the
fucking... whatever. What's the name of the one that Dahlia has? Objection. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That motherfucker. I ran it earlier, and I was like, "Whoa!"
I picked one up.
Like, I know y'all were talking about it, but like,
yeah,
holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Because I'm not,
fast.
Historically, I'm not so great at the game, but I fucking got like 11 downs that match with that thing.
I was downing people and then thirsting the kill with the same clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, what?
With that clip size on that weapon, you can down them and thirst them before their body hits the ground.
They're done.
Yeah. That's not even factoring in headshots into the mix.
No.
That's fucking crazy, man.
It's a heater.
So I think that we'll see. I don't think that they're going to do anything to change the objection. And if they do, I think that they'll either revert the body damage back to 11 or they'll leave the body damage and they'll reduce the clip size back to 30.
But the only reason
what they happy medium there.
The only reason what they did sucks, man, is because of Lancer.
Yeah.
Because other than that gun needed something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because it honestly, with that buff, it makes pairing with Runway as a Dahlia means so much more.
Yeah, dude. Because you've got all the range with that MXR, and then, dude,
yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's a power combo right there, and you
powerhouse.
It's just as good as matching with Lancer.
Dude, you got 2 people on your team with both weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, get you a Lancer. What else? A Switchblade?
Oh yeah.
Or a trench?
Yeah, turtle.
Get those, get the mines. Like,
yeah. So I'm interested to see what they do. And I think that this is going to come up more and more because once that people read that the objection was getting buffed and they played the PTS, we're seeing it a ton now. I haven't seen
they're leveling them up.
Yeah. I haven't seen as many people play Dahlia since she was released until this update.
And they had that, you said it was a camo that had tracer rounds?
Oh, yeah.
And it sounded like a laser gun? Dude, it was distracting for me. I picked one up and was like trying to you had one too.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like, when I'm trying to shoot somebody, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? It's making all these noise. Like,
yeah. It's shooting like red lasers out of it.
It's a distraction.
It's crazy,
when it happens, you're like, what the fuck do they have?
Yeah. Well, the fire
ray gun.
The fire rate's so fast that it's one continuous noise. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right?
It was like, okay.
Yeah. But I'm going to hit game modes real quick. So Demolition, they reverted it from 8 back to 7 total rounds needed to win. So that's okay. It makes ranked games go by a little bit faster. That's specifically in ranked is what that change is. I wish that they would put that in casuals again, but it is what it is.
Keep this next thing.
Yeah, King of the Hill, they changed it to a single round, 10 minutes long. You have to get 250 points to win, or, it goes into sudden death. And if you can get above the enemy in that sudden death mode, which is kind of cool. I like that mechanic.
Yeah.
The hill rotates every 60 seconds. They've added 2 additional hill locations to each map. And of course the down cache has gone from 500 to 1,000.
Well, don't forget the revive cache up there.
Yeah, so the revive
500 to 1,000. Like,
yeah, the revive.
We talked about that before. Like, give people a reason to get people up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
It could be more. If you risk your life to get someone up, how many times you done it?
Yeah.
And died.
Yeah, right.
Pay me for going out of my way. That'll make people. They're like, oh, money.
Yeah, free money.
Not because you're a teammate. Money.
Yeah, economy. Yeah. So they added in this update, in the Neochrome update, they added King of the Hill as part of the rank mode, and it's 1 queue. You queue into it. It's 50-50 shot whether you get King of the Hill or Demolition. The community feels 100% split on this as well. It feels like some people like the inclusion of King of the Hill in ranked. Some people like that King of the Hill is in ranked, but they want it to be its own queue. Some people hate the fact that King of the Hill is in ranked. Some people want it taken out of ranked completely.
It should be its own queue.
It should, yes.
100%.
I'm fine with it being ranked as long as it's its own queue.
Yeah. And it was 50-50.
I don't really like it.
We played 2 games.
Yeah.
And
we got one King of the Hill. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the changes they've made to it. It's fast. It was over quick.
Yes.
It's over quicker.
Yeah. I do like the one round to win. And that's awesome. What I don't like is the hill rotation every 60 seconds.
Yeah, it's fast.
It feels like once you attack a hill and your team gets wiped, then it's time to rotate to the next hill. Or if you fight on the hill, then once you kill everybody off of that hill, it's time to start rotating to the next hill.
And they're going to be there.
Yeah.
They're there already.
They're already going to be on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I know that they want the hills themselves to be the battlefronts. You want people to push in and rotate into that next hill and have those choke points as being where those battles take place. And that's how King of the Hill works, and I like that a lot. But the fact that you're constantly spending the entire match running from place to place to place. Yeah.
There was a lot of battles happening between the points because we would both try to rotate simultaneously.
Yeah. And I think, in my opinion, if they upped it from 60 seconds to 90 seconds and at least get two decent fights out of one point.
Yeah.
And then it rotate. Then, because they're
2 solid white pushes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you have enough to come back and push.
Yeah.
Like and if you can make it back,
Yeah, and then you can sit on the hill. There'll be enough time left that you can actually get some points. Because earlier when we were playing, how many times did we have the point fight and then we wiped everybody and there was 10 seconds of that point time left?
Well, what we were doing, because there was so much, like, y'all would leave and go to the next point, and we would hang around and get what points we could.
Yeah.
We were just splitting because it was like, oh, man.
That's the only way to do it.
Go ahead and get a head start on them.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
Because we'd see it would be 30 seconds left before the next rotation. You'd see 2 of them pull off every time.
Yeah.
They're going to the next one, get set up.
Yeah. And this is another thing, too, that needs to be added. It needs to be completely random. Because
not in sequence.
Yes, because people are
in sequence.
Yeah, and they're already learning.
Y'all were doing it. You were like, I know where it's up, going over here.
Yeah.
They already knew it. The other team was doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm going to the next point. It's going to be right here.
Yeah.
Why does it do that? It shouldn't do that.
It should be completely random.
Yeah.
It should be.
That's not too hard to do.
No, not at all, man. And if you break this information down, you get 10 minutes, you get a hill rotation every 60 seconds, and since they added 2 additional locations, there's 5 hills on every single map. So you're cycling through every single point twice. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they up that and reduced, like there's a way to go in there and balance it out where you cycle through maybe 4 hill points every 90 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
To make it flow a little bit better. To like, I love those forced engagements when it's a full team versus a full team.
Yeah.
What I hate is when I'm rotating and someone spawns behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Or someone else is rotating and I spawn behind them and I burn them down. Like, it doesn't feel rewarding. Yeah, not at all.
That does happen a lot where you just spawn. It's like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that I don't know how the other maps are working, but we play ours on High Castle, and I did like where they chose to put all of the points.
Yeah,
I didn't
absolutely.
have a problem with any of the hills at all.
Yeah. It felt really good. Even that one that's below the the bridge.
That was still really solid.
Extraction plant point.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it made me think. I was like, oh, this is the extraction point. Like,
yeah.
We were able to get it.
And we hate High Castle.
Yeah, but it
still felt good.
Yeah, it felt really good. Yeah. Now, there's a lot of people, and we talked about this in the last episode, but there's a lot of people that are already throwing demolition games to get King of the Hill, and vice versa. People throwing King of the Hill games to get demolition. If you're
gonna, a guy earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He wanted to surrender.
Yeah.
We were winning.
Yeah.
He was like,
So if you're going to force these two game modes together, then give us one of two voting systems. Either give us the game mode and let us vote on the map that we want to play on, or give us the map and let us vote on the game mode that we want to play there.
Yeah, what do these people want to play?
Exactly. Because if I'm going to play High Castle, I want to play King of the Hill on that.
Yeah.
We've been needing a map voting system for a long time. And we have enough maps in the game that it should be a thing by now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You said she'd pass it on.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I know we're not the only ones saying it.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that a bunch.
Yeah, right. So, but, and I'm going to assign it a value. I'm going to ask you guys what you think. 1 to 10, the Neochrome update and the Battle Pass, what would y'all give it out of 10?
7.5. Now, I've only had a few days to play it.
Right, yeah, of course.
But
yeah, I'd say about a 6 to the update and about an 8 to the Battle Pass.
The same with Corey, for sure.
Yeah, I would give it a solid 8.
There you go.
I think that the map is great. I think that the Battle Pass is great. I like the changes that they made, even though some of those changes need to be tweaked a little bit, in my opinion. And they didn't go completely overboard with a lot of the balancing changes with the weapons and the gadgets and the abilities and things like that.
Game does seem to be running better.
It's one of the better updates that we've had.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I think that that's a fair score, man. I think it's fair to give it with all that, a 7 to 8. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, gets the Broguecast seal of approval, right?
Yeah, gets a fist bump.
Yeah, yeah, dude, it gets a fist bump.
That's the seal of approval.
Yeah, right.
Not a hardy handshake, but a regular handshake.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna grip it too tight, but
I'm not gonna let you know, but you'll know.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I won't let go first.
Yeah. It's gonna be awkward for a minute, you know.
You never break a handshake.
All right, last up here, before we get into the community section, we have a post here by Rogue Company themselves that says here that they have teamed up with @JoinNexus to bring you a new way to support your favorite creators. Click on the link for more information. So when you click on the link, it takes you to the nexus.gg page /Rogue Company, and it gives you a little bit more insight into it. So this is the Rogue Company partnership program. With Nexus, you'll have the ability to sell your personal favorite in-game items and get a share of each purchase. Create your own personalized Rogue Company item store so you can showcase 10 of your favorite items and let your community know that purchases directly support you and Rogue Company development. Switch out featured items as often as you'd like and promote your store however and whenever it feels right. And then they kind of have a breakdown here where you can design your Nexus, select your items, personalize it with your content, and share with your community and earn.
You get a creator code.
Basically. So as a content creator, I was very interested in this because I could see a ton of potential in something like this, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever you go, I set up a Nexus thing, and I'm not going to promote it, and I'll explain why. But whenever you go and set up the Nexus thing, it's really nice. It's really simple. It's very intuitive. It gives you everything you need. You can also link your YouTube or Twitch or Twitter, like any type of like social media or any platform that you're on. You can link it, and it gives you links to your store page.
Yeah,
it's
nice whole website.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, certain content creators that have a merch store. You click on it, it's theirs. You can't search for other people's creators. You have to have their code in order to be able to access it. It's really nice, really well done, and there's a ton of stuff on there other than just Rogue Company content that you can put up for sale on there. There's a couple of drawbacks, but the main drawback that I had with it, and this is why I will not be using it for now. If they change this in the future, I will absolutely be using it, but you can only redeem these codes if you're playing on PC.
Huge drawback.
It is whenever you have
huge.
Your player base is
the majority of your people. Yeah.
Yeah. Console players
should have waited until they had the ability to do that.
Yes. And you don't redeem the codes in the Epic store. You don't redeem the codes in the Steam store. You actually log into the game, go to the store, and there's a button down there that says redeem code. You copy, paste that code in there, and then you get whatever you purchased in the store. They also have bundles that have not been in the store in a while.
You can't purchase. Yeah. I noticed that.
Yeah, which is really nice. It's really cool that they have those bundles on there. But I don't want someone that wants to support me as a content creator to go on there and purchase something and then they're not going to be able to use it.
Because they didn't read the fine print.
Exactly. And to be fair, it's not their responsibility to read that unless it's plastered in giant letters, but it's not. When you go to it,
it should be at the very top.
Yeah, exactly.
Warning.
Yeah. So hopefully in the future, they will allow this to happen. And another exciting feature that I thought would be really cool for this is most of the content creators for Rogue Company are not a part of the partner program, right? The creator program. So I saw this as a potential opportunity to go on there, purchase these codes, and just give them away. If I'm streaming or if I'm doing this or doing that, then it would allow me the opportunity to give codes away for the game that I'm actually supporting in that moment.
Yeah, you do a big giveaway.
Yes.
Somebody wins. Oh, you're on Switch.
Yeah, exactly. And not
Here's
only
a gift card.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to do. Like,
yeah. And not only that, but you also can't purchase from your own store, which makes sense.
What?
Yeah.
Can't buy from yourself?
No. So if I wanted to buy codes, I would have to get someone else to send me the link to their store. I would have to purchase it and then get the code for it.
I guess I get that.
Yeah. I get it too.
Just buy everything through your own store.
Yeah, because you're receiving a commission off of it. But at the same time, like, it's my money. It shouldn't matter if I'm the one purchasing it for myself.
The code would work on your game.
Oh yeah, for sure, right?
If someone, if your wife used a card and went on there and bought it,
yeah, absolutely,
probably still work.
Yeah,
because they got their money.
Yeah, but I think that this Nexus thing, it's really cool and it's really interesting, and I think that if it continues to build like it is, because there's pre-orders on there for new games like that. What's that Elden Rings game? I think is the name of it that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
You can pre-order it through there, and if you use that code, then you get a commission off of it.
Extra, yeah.
It's cool that they have stuff like that, and it's cool that they put a lot of the Rogue Company stuff on there. It just kind of sucks, and hopefully in the future they'll get it worked out to where if you're putting the code through the redeem code thing inside of the game, it shouldn't be like PC specific. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's a code.
Yeah. So, and that's
purchased, paid for.
Yeah. And that's something that in the future I'll probably be testing out, because if I can get someone to go on there and buy a code or whatever, and they input it on their PlayStation 4 or 5, Xbox, whatever, and it does work, then that's going to make things great. If it's,
well, they said like it doesn't do it yet.
Yeah, they're eventually going to add that feature into it. Yeah, absolutely.
They probably have to pay some fee.
Yeah,
to Sony, but
yeah. But I really like this a lot, and I'm hoping that they continue to update this, because like I said, I don't get free codes because I'm not a part of the partner program. But it's cool that hopefully in the future they'll add this so that you can still do those giveaways, because I don't mind spending money to do giveaways. I've done several giveaways in the past.
Dude, this goes back to gifting.
Exactly.
Corey wrote it in here.
Yeah, and
January.
Yeah.
Gifting. Let me give somebody a battle pass. All I need is their player name. I go in there and buy something. I go to my friends list, send it to that person.
Yeah, right.
Why not?
And I think, doesn't Fortnite have a gifting system where you can purchase something and then just send it to them?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think that anything in the store I should be able to buy and give to someone if I want.
I can do it on the app.
And like when you go to purchase, instead of
you would get a lot more purchases that way, because imagine there's friends that only play games together. They've never met in real life.
Well, I don't have that pack or the battle pass, and someone's like, I'll send it to you, man. And then You just pay me back later, or it's free.
Or
even, I got
dude finds out
points.
his birthday's coming up.
Yeah.
And dude's like, man, I really want that
You're
skin, but I just don't have the money for it.
Yeah.
Let me send somebody something.
Yeah.
I know I could buy a battle pass for anyone on Call of Duty if I wanted to.
I can do it from my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The app will let you do it.
So I mean that if Nexus, if they're going to get their stuff together, that's cool. That's awesome. But like,
what happened?
Yeah. But I think that like, and I know that they've talked about this on the Fireside Chats thing in the past, to where like adding support for creator codes in game is something that they would like to do, but it's going to take a lot to make that happen. Right. So like if I wanted to support Brad, I could do that through Epic because he has an Epic code, but I can't, there's no way to put his name in to support the creator with purchases through the game itself. Right.
Probably don't want to get into the taxes on that.
Yeah. And that's, exactly. Why. And I think that that's the exact reason that they said
this company.
Yeah.
They're all about it.
Yeah. And they'll send you your tax documents and everything. Like it'll show you how much you made in the whole 9 yards. Like it'll do it for you. But, it would be nice in the future if they did something like that to where you could gift stuff and you could also use creator codes in that same way. Like
there's no taxes on gifting.
No, not at all. So I think it's something that would be great. I don't know how easy it would be to add, but it would be one of those quality of life upgrades because you're going to make the money off of it. The person's going to get it. It's going to be what it's going to be. That's it, at the end of the day. So, but that is everything that I have for the news section of the broadcast. All right, guys, this is the community section of the unofficial Rogue Company podcast broadcast. If you want to submit anything, please feel free to reach out to us on Discord. There is a section called Broguecast Contributions. You can tweet at us at Broguecast, or you can shoot us an email, broguecast@gmail.com. But first off, we are going to come in hot and heavy with a post here by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Because, I mean, he's got to do something in that desert. You know what I'm saying? So the topic here is top player XP reward in every mode, especially for solos. Especially for players who get punished for being good at the game. Why not reward the top spot with extra XP points? And today I've seen nothing but posts about players leaving games more so than usual, and I too can attest. Nobody wants to play a 2v4 in demo or in any game mode where the team is drastically cut in half. Like seriously, if you're going to punish better than average players by putting us with lower tier randoms, it just makes sense. I don't mind being punished if I at least get compensated for driving the struggle bus. High res, there needs to be a middle ground. We can't enjoy the game if the teams aren't full enough to even play the mode.
I feel that.
I think this is a great idea.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Garbo talked about it. He's like, when I'm playing ranked or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm at the top.
Yeah.
Why is everybody else getting the same?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I get it.
It shouldn't be that. Well, like you should have a baseline XP that you gain off of a match, depending on how long the match is, what like the score is.
Everybody's going to get that.
Yeah, that should be the minimum. And then you should be rewarded XP. Like we already get things in games. So like if you get a long shot, you get a little thing that pops up on your screen that says long shot. Why can't I get like 25 extra experience for doing something like that? Yeah. Or if I get a multi-down, why not give me 100 extra experience for each multi-down I do? It makes sense.
Yeah.
And then like if...
In most games it does.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're playing in a game with people that leave, then that experience that those players should get should be divided up amongst the players that actually stay to complete the match. You
should get more if you stick around.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Yeah.
Even if you lose.
Yeah. I mean,
you didn't leave.
Yeah. And if you surrender, then you should get that baseline XP based off of where that match left off at. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I really like that a lot.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it really does. All right, so next up we have a post here by Ghost of Slickville. Should Saint's drone take over a revive if you are already half the way through the revive? Now, this was a poll. I didn't put the poll on here. I meant to, but I didn't. I voted on the poll after I read it, but I'm going to just read through it. Title says it, but I hate getting halfway through a revive, especially in vulnerable areas or locations. And then just before completing the revive, Saint sends his drone. What's worse is Saint sends his drone, reviving someone I'm already halfway through, and then shortly after someone else will or may go down, but Saint's drone will now be on cooldown. They have effectively wasted the ability. Additional info. For clarity on my last point, here's a mock example. On Strikeout, I'm playing Lancer. I start manually reviving a Scorch. Saint sends his drone and it takes over, successfully reviving her. Now the drone is on cooldown. Shortly after, Ronan is across the map and gets downed. Saint can't send his drone as he used it on Scorch. The drone ability has been wasted on someone I could have manually revived.
No. Like the same with Dahlia. If I'm reviving someone, the Dahlia revive shouldn't come in. Like, oh no.
So what you're saying is like if I'm down,
if I'm halfway healing a motherfucker, fuck the drone. It shouldn't pop over here.
Right? Yeah.
It's being taken care of.
Yeah,
like,
I agree. I agree. And another point to this is like if you're going to keep it in the game like that to where it takes over, if I'm 3/4 of the way through reviving someone and the drone,
stop it.
Well, it should pick up.
Finish.
Oh, where you left off.
Exactly. Yeah.
Boom. That's how you fix that. You're going to leave it in there.
Yeah. And I think that like in respawn game modes like this guy's talking about, like once the Saint drone does its thing and then it goes on a cooldown, that cooldown should not be static. It should be something that's fluid, depending on how much of a percentage that it actually healed someone, right?
Yeah.
So if you throw it out on someone that's down and you full heal them, it goes on full cooldown. If you throw it out
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And so like, and in respawn or in demolition or single life modes, then I understand that you don't want drones all over the map and having multiple ways.
Your position away.
Yeah. But having multiple drones on the map and being able to revive people, especially since he has Lifeline now, is something that you don't want to add into the game. But I do think that like in those modes specifically, they should you should be able to swat the drone away.
Well,
if you're reviving
here's the thing,
someone.
dude. If you're already being healed, then it shouldn't even allow him to toss it on you.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like, why?
Yeah,
it's already underway.
Yeah,
fix it. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
I had no idea.
That would be really interesting if they did something like that, because I think it would save a lot of heartache, and you would definitely get more revives off.
Well, you know what I want, man? Like, you know when you try to heal a chalk, but he starts doing his heal, and you're over there trying to heal him. Tell me he's healing. Somehow, like, give me some kind of indicator that I don't need to, like, risk my life.
You know
what I mean?
Is there an indicator if you're playing with a chalk that comes up above his head that shows that he's self-healing? I can't remember if there is one or not.
He'll start making the noise.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, he's healing.
Yeah.
But how many times, like, you try to heal someone and they're marked by Dahlia and you're trying to heal it and it's like, oh, the heal's coming in. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I don't have to. That's happened to me before.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
Even with the drone.
Yeah.
Where you try to like help somebody, it's like, oh, the drone's coming, cool. Happens more with Dahlia, with me.
Yeah, yeah.
Where I'll try to heal somebody, I'm like, why can't I heal you? And then it's like, oh, you're up.
Yeah, it's like, here we go, you know? And this is a stupid... I didn't even know this was a bug, but this is a dumb bug in the game. If Garbo's down, right? I run over and start healing Garbo. And then Corey runs over and starts healing Garbo. It cancels the heal out, and he's just going to bleed out.
I think I remember somebody saying that in your live stream.
Yeah, because I was down. Rubio came over and he was rezzing me, and then another guy we were playing with came over and started the res, and it canceled it out, and I died.
That shouldn't happen.
Exactly.
I mean,
it shouldn't happen, in my opinion. And like, how cool would that mechanic be to where, like, let's say all 4 of us were playing together and I go down and all 3 of y'all run over and y'all are all, and it revives 3 times faster.
That would, I would say, if there's 2 people sticking you with a needle or getting you up, patching you up, I did a needle, but
yeah,
I mean, you should get up faster, right?
I mean, in theory,
You got 2 people patching you. So.
Yeah. So I think that they could definitely do something with the revive mechanic. I know that it's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward, but once you start getting into some of these more complicated situations, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of makes you wonder of what the possibilities could be, you know? So next up here, we have a post by Low Res Cunts again. He's back, or she's back. Rework all queues and modes. Separate ranked queues for all modes. No more LTMs. Allow multiple queues to be joined at once. This is what this person had to say about it.
Yeah,
why the hell was this deleted? It's on topic and a very important one, I would say. Let's straighten it up a bit. My suggestion for an alternative matchmaking system that is suitable for 2022 gamers. No more LTMs. All modes are permanent. All. Allowed to join multiple mode queues at once, meaning I can select Strikeout, 4v4s, and TDM 6v6s like at the same time. Games. Yeah. And then get diverted at random or demand from the system. Make a ranked queue for every mode that exists. Leave demo as the quote-unquote ego boost tactical queue that gives the most highlights to the players, but basically allow all other modes to be played in ranked too. This way, everybody can play the mode he, she, it, whatever wants to. He, she, it, whatever wants to. And at the same time, you can keep the wait time low because people will join several queues and you can average waiting times out between them. In my opinion, people play a game primarily for their modes, especially shooters. I mean, see, games are chosen because they are battle royale, not because they look pretty. So make Roco shine by making it the one shooter out there that really has a noteworthy variety and support of game modes. Thank you.
Dude, it's like on, I hate to, Call of Duty, man. You can change your playlist.
Yeah.
You can go up there and say, I want to play hardcore. I want to play these modes. I want to play nothing but that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it would be great to be able to do that.
I think it would help their rank system. There'd be more people playing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They could just play what they want to play.
And they've already got, with the mosh pit style game mode for the new map, they've already got that worked in. They just have to
code.
Yeah, they have to flesh the details of it out just a little bit. Yeah, so, and I think that, and like, if you're going to put in every game mode as a ranked game mode queue,
I want to play Extraction game mode. Yeah.
Exactly, right.
Like, I might even play, what was the new game mode that we played earlier in ranked?
King of the Hill.
Wasn't that bad, dude?
Yeah.
Changes they made wasn't that bad. Like, if they up it to 90 seconds, I could play that.
It'll be on point. Wasn't that bad? Yeah, exactly. So it's I think that's some good ideas, and like he's saying, get rid of the LTMs and make all modes queuable. I think that would be something really interesting because, like, put them all out there, see how many people are queuing for them, and then if people aren't queuing for specific modes, then just deactivate those modes.
Get rid of it.
Yeah, and be done with it.
This is a game of many modes.
Yeah, for sure. And it would be nice if we get on one night and it's like, what do you guys want to play? I don't want to play something too serious. Let's just queue dodgeball and extraction. Yeah, bet. We're in it.
You can even do that on ranked.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
And just roll with it, So I think that post brings up a lot of good points, and it's a lot of stuff that I would really, really like to see brought into the game, at least in some capacity.
Yeah.
If you don't want to make everything ranked, that's fine, but at least do it for casual modes. That's all I'm asking for.
At least.
Yeah. Next up, we have a post here. This was posted on Twitter by Zirjr. I'm just gonna say this: if you ain't fucking with Zirjr, you fucking up.
What the fuck are you doing with your life?
Yeah, he's out here doing the Lord's work, and if you don't,
if you're listening to this,
yeah, exactly, he's doing the Lord's work, and if you don't want to have any part of it, that's fine. But like, we're all Zirjr fans here, so
if you block Zirjr, you fucking up.
Yeah, for sure, right? Yeah. So, this is what he had to say again with the silent nerfs, and then C. Chisholm is, of course, the CEO of the company. I noticed these things, and I will tell the community. Basically, when you're down in Rogue Company and someone revives you, you'll have 30 health now. It's 25. They really don't want you to kill multiple players in Rogue Company. So what he's saying here is there was a silent nerf.
Yeah.
And I haven't noticed this myself. And he actually brought it up on the live stream the other night. And it's something that's really interesting, in my opinion. Like, was this something that was intentional? Like the grenade stuff that's happening. Yeah. Surely that's not intentional, right? So,
surely.
Yeah. So you would think that once people start discovering this stuff, like Zirjr's discovering this stuff, there should be some type of post or announcement to the community. Yeah. It's like, hey guys, we know that this is happening. It sucks. We're going to actually go in and try to figure it out, or come out and say, yeah, we changed what the revive health is going to be once you get rezzed by anybody other than Saint. Yeah. This is what it's going to be.
For sure, don't be a dick about it.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just trying to help you.
Yeah. I don't think anybody...
Go look that post up. Check that thread.
Yeah. And right. I don't think anybody cares about the game as much as Zirjr cares about the game.
Maybe, oh man, dude with all the dumps.
Oh, Kramar? Yeah.
I think Zirjr cares more than Gandhi does.
But next up here, this was actually submitted to the Broguecast by Scuzzy. And he posted this over on Reddit. It's got 206 upvotes here 3 days ago. He said, concept, ability to see the teammates' gear. Tell me what you think about it. So I've got it blown up here. And I really, really like this. Okay, so it shows what weapons each character is using, the gadgets that they have access to, and also the perks that they have purchased. Now, if you're gonna leave weapon mastery in the game, and that's going to be a thing, something like this, in my opinion, needs to exist.
That's great.
Yeah. Because
dude, if you're dead and you're looking at the board, you're like, you got smokes. Smoke them.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a grenade. Or like you just look at it and you're like, okay, because a lot of times you're like, I have this.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like, well, I just upgraded my weapon all the way. I didn't buy nothing. I don't say nothing though.
Right.
But it'd be nice if you knew that.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Because you'd be like, okay, you got bounce back?
Yeah.
You got life drain? Push with me.
Mm-hmm. I think that would help in solo queue or whenever you're playing with randoms to actually see what they have. And then you can make coordinated, informed decisions. And I think that he did phenomenal job. Yeah. And even if they didn't want to display this, like I love how it's set up. He's got the scoreboard up here, armory, and then the map. Even if they wanted to do something where it's just the scoreboard and the map that has the toggles up there or whatever, they should do something like Paladins where you can hover over the person's name and see what they have.
You already got the code.
Yeah. And as far as like the weapon upgrades and things like that and the gadget upgrades, they already have a rarity system put in place that, change the color of the weapons.
Color of it, dude.
Yeah. And you integrate that into it and there you go.
You can even do that with the grenades.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, change the color.
Yeah. And I think that would make it a much more pleasant experience. Much more. I do too.
And I don't solo queue ever.
Yeah. But it would
still be nice to just look at it and be like, okay.
Yeah.
We got trophies.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It would be nice to
know.
Yeah.
And then you could even remind him, hey, they're back there cooking grenades, throw a trophy down, something.
Yeah. I like it a lot.
Sometimes somebody reminding you, man, that's everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh yeah, I got a fucking RPG.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So next up here, we have a post by Queen Noxo. So this is something that we hit on a broadcast way back when. She posted this on October the 11th, and I think it was around that time period when we actually went over what her posts were to the community, and this is something new that she has posted here. So what she had to say here was, so Rogue decided to continue to go down this route. Constant buffs, especially to utility. My thoughts haven't changed and remain the same. To add to this, it's not going to encourage new players to pick up and learn if they die instantly to endless BS thrown at them when they don't even know what's going on. They'll play for a bit, then put it down. I genuinely believe buffing everything is going to make more people switch off from the game, therefore harming matchmaking and the general well-being of the game. So for casual gamers, it's frustrating. And for comp, well, it's closing the skill gap, therefore making the game less competitive. And for people who love comp and thrive on it, may enjoy it less. Note, I'm aware I can't speak for comp players. I'm not in Rogue comp, so correct me if thoughts are different. However, I enjoy watching, though, and this is the kind of feedback I've learned. I'm happy, however, they have decided to balance weapons out and listen to certain feedback. For me, I used to play Rogue almost every day on or off stream. I now play it once or twice a week and stream off onto a different game. And for me, it's because of gameplay and gameplay only. And I think that she makes some very valid points going back to her original post.
DJ Horns, you know?
Yeah. She was talking about the TTK changes, like the backdoor TTK
gadget
changes.
Spam.
Gadget spams, bugs,
unplayable shit.
And what's,
especially if you're trying to live stream.
Yeah, exactly, right. And what's really, really cool and really interesting here, and we'll see if it makes any difference, is once she put the post up, she tagged Mini White Rabbit, which is the community manager, and she said non-bug related feedback. And then she responded and said, I saw this and we'll be bringing it up in the next sync. And then, of course, Queen Noxo said, thank you, appreciate it. So it's good to know that some of this feedback that I agree with, because I do feel like it is a ton of utility spam. Absolutely a ton of utility spam. It is, they have changed the TTK, and we'll get into that post here in just a second. But they made it the game. They've transitioned it into the game that, you know, they thought that they wanted it to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's really hurt a lot of your core players, and it's made things a little bit frustrating because, like, this isn't the game that was sold to us.
No, man. It's a different game.
Yeah, this is definitely the game that was not sold to us to begin with.
But we're invested.
Oh yeah, and we love it.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of these conflicts come in. I mean, that's just my opinion on it, you know?
We need to listen to the legacy players.
Yeah.
You know, the people that have been here through all the changes, like.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I think that her post is very, very interesting, and I agree with a lot of it. And I've really got to get her on the broadcast at some point and kind of pick her brain about some of these things, you know, because like I said before, I do feel like that she has more things to say, you know?
Yeah.
So last up here, this is a tweet from Zirjr, and this is something that came up earlier in the week. This was actually posted on February the 5th, and people started commenting on it, and I got involved, of course, as I do. So Zirjr said the time to kill in Rogue Company is way too quick at Scott Gandhi. You have to revert all those changes. All those changes were basically back to the old fast TTK by 70%. You roll into cover, still dead. Everyone is hiding. Revert all the ADS speeds on all these weapons. And then Vacetti said the TTK hasn't changed since the TTK revert in Season 2. Zirjr said it has It has. They have been buffing weapons every update. We're literally 70% close to that fast TTK, and many weapons got an ADS increase buff, etc. Every update, especially the one coming, you roll into cover, still dead, happens every time, now just like fast TTK. Then Vachetti said, nope, I have 2 TTK charts, one from the mid Season 3 and one that is not fully updated to Season 5. You will see the TTK hasn't changed. People now are just hitting more headshots. Then he posted screenshots of the charts that he has. Yeah. Then Gandhi comments on it. Gandhi said, Vachetti's spreadsheets match ours. And then I felt like I needed to interject here.
Oh, yeah.
Because I felt like that Zirjr's point wasn't
They're ganging up on him.
Yeah. I felt like it wasn't being fully realized, you know? So what I had to say about it was, I think what Zirjr is referring to is the fact that the bloom and handling for a ton of the weapons were reduced. Therefore, the TTK has gotten faster based on everyone's ability to be more consistent with shots. The damage of the weapons have nothing to do with this. And then I asked, does Vachetti have a spreadsheet that shows all weapon stats, or are we just going to look at the pure damage output? Because yes, from that standpoint, he is correct, but that's not the reality of the situation. We need to look at the entire picture here. Then he sent a couple of the spreadsheets, and then it goes on and on. So what Zirjr is saying here is absolutely 100% correct.
We've talked about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We started seeing the weapon changes. It was like, oh,
yeah,
you're going to do it the right way now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think that like where this disconnect comes from, and like I said, Zirjr's 100% correct, is like they've increased in this update alone the headshot damage for several of the weapons.
Yeah.
They've went in the past couple of updates, and they've increased the headshot damage to a lot of the weapons.
Remember reticle bloom, further improvement.
Yeah.
What's happening to all these guns?
Yeah. The
making them better.
Yeah.
Accurate, you know?
The stability of the weapons and the ability to control the weapons has been made way easier.
Yes.
And then the bloom of the weapons themselves, making them more accurate, has been changed astronomically, which in turn makes everyone able to get pinpoint accurate shots to a degree, you know? And in turn, what they should have done to make it not have a new TTK is to go in and reduce the damage for the weapons.
Yeah, the damage would have been
But they haven't done that.
They had to up some of the damage because of the armor for Battle Zone, so.
Yeah, I mean, You're But I mean, it's, if you can't recognize the fact that the TTK has changed since they reverted the initial TTK changes, then you're absolutely blind, or you haven't played the game long enough to realize that. That's just the way it is.
And Gandhi's real picky about what he comments on Zirjr's post.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And he took a stand on that one.
And
I'll tell you something.
Oh yeah, he definitely took a stand on that. No, but Zirjr's right.
He is right,
and that's the thing. Like, I mean, if you're gonna pick and choose that post is what you want to comment on, and you want to validate what someone else contributed to the post, then we need to break it down to brass tacks here. I want to know exactly what the handling changes per weapon from the TTK being reverted back to the way that it originally was to what it is now. I want to see the actual values of the weapon blooms reduced from the way that they were to the way that they are now.
Improved is what it said.
Yeah. I mean, if we're
what does that mean?
Yeah. And like I was talking about on a video that I made earlier, whenever you look at something like the objection, right? They increase the clip size from 30 to 40, and they increase the body shot damage from 11 to 12, right?
Yep.
So in that change alone, you got an increase in TTK from 11 to 12, and then you prolong the TTK by 10 shots. You see what I'm saying?
It's not the same. According to Gandhi.
Yeah, it's not the same, right? So, I mean, I know that I'm not a developer. I know that I don't have a lot of the information, but I'm not a dumbass.
You know what they're doing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you've known it.
Yeah.
When you started seeing all that, further improved. It's like, oh, okay, the guns are getting better.
Yeah, and they did.
Okay. They did.
And that's like, let's take the Riptide into consideration here. So the Riptide does 16 body damage, but they increased it to 28 headshot damage.
God damn.
So, and if you want to compare that to the HRM, they said that the optimal HRM TTK is 2 body shots and a headshot, and that will down someone, right? Okay, what's the optimal TTK now in this update currently for the Riptide when you're going to increase the headshot damage by 2? It went from 26 to 28. Yeah.
I got ripped by a few.
Yeah, exactly. So anytime that you change damage numbers, whether you increase the values or decrease the values,
it's changing with the TTK.
It's changing the TTK. Yeah. Anytime
Don't gang up on Zirjr.
No. But let's be transparent here. My thing is like, it would be a lot easier to respect someone if they came in with the actual numbers and with the actual information, as opposed to validating some third-party person.
Yeah. Your spreadsheet matches ours.
Yeah.
Let's see yours.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. You just saw this post and just said that. Did you pull the sheet up? Do you have it?
Yeah.
Can we get a screenshot?
Yeah. Can we not see what the weapon changes over time have been? Because
what does further improved mean?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, but that's all I have for the community section of episode number 18. Yeah. For episode number 18 of the Broguecast. Do you guys have anything else before we skeet daddle? All right, guys, that will do it for episode number 18 of the unofficial Rogue Company podcast, Broguecast. If you want to contribute to the podcast in any way whatsoever, please feel free to reach out to us on Discord. There is a area in the Discord for Broguecast contributions. You can tweet at us at Broguecast, or you can shoot us an email, broguecast@gmail.com. So for this episode, I'm here with Co Reed.
Here with Dirt Lord.
I'm here with Garbo.
And I'm here with Griffin.
And thank you all very much for listening. Thank you all very much for watching. And please be sure to tune in next time. Thanks for watching, guys.